Right, Ledges, can everybody hear me? And just double checking, is audio clear? And can you guys hear or see the BitGet website? Hope you've all had a good week. We've had a good one so far. If you watched the previous stream, you'll know what I said for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the main focus. So one stream, the Bitcoin for Ledges is mainly just Bitcoin and Ethereum. This will just be alts. I won't be doing Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'll be covering the alts. So they both complement each other. My plans are the same for that anyway, so nothing's changed. So we've got a new partner. Okay, we'll be doing two streams, one Bitcoin for Ledges, one Altcoin for Ledges. Well, normal PC, yes. I'm on 1 second. Let me just turn that one off. And now I've got a new PC now. I've got two running actually. Two PCs running. Okay. So, gonna do the disclaimer for this. Okay, as you do, you gotta do. As for our partners, we must do this. So, right, Ledges, welcome to the brand new midweek weekly Altcoin for Ledges live stream. This will be a very unique piece of weekly content in which you, the community, get to pick what you want me to cover. All you need to do is reply to the tweet that notifies you of the stream the night before with the coins you want covered, and the most popular will be the ones I will aim to include on the stream that follows. So also you can also comment in the description, ideally Twitter, but do here as well just in case I forget. Okay, and on the comment section afterwards. This episode of Altcoin for Ledges is brought to you in partnership with BitGet. BitGet. So BitGet is the premier futures and spot trading crypto exchange, offering a suite of innovative products including a variety of unique futures markets combined with industry-leading security protocols and a world-class 24/7 customer support service. BitGet is your go-to crypto exchange. BitGet is also the official partner of Italian football giants Juventus and Turkish Super League runners-up Galatasaray. Right now, traders can participate in the King's Cup Global Invitational, a trading competition offering a prize pool of 200 BTC. You can find out more about BitGet by following them on Twitter at BitGet Global and by checking out their website bitget.com. And the official mobile app is available to download on both the Apple Store and on Google Play. Okay, that's done. Necessities had to be done with. So let's go over this. So I did do a tweet last night. I've been running this for about 30-40 minutes. Okay, so we'll cover as much as we can within that. But some of the more famous alts. Okay, so if you want to my Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're gonna have to check the other stream. This is just a continuation or a carry-on with the alts only. Okay, so don't be asking about that. I will look at ES as well. Okay, so let's start with Solana. So I usually, the way I do alts is I look at the BTC pairs as well. Okay, not all the time, but sometimes. So I should have got the BTC pairing out as well with these. Let's just do that now. So we'll get Sol BTC on. And I like to compare them both, for confluence purposes. So it may be fewer alts, but it's quality setups. Okay, quality setups only. I'm not here to trade. I'm not the type that does about 50 to 100 alts trades. So we have 10, 15 alts. Hello, XO. Yes, like the video if you can. Share the video. So I'll do as much as I can. So let's go to let's start with Sol USDT first. So we go to what I do is I tend to go to the yearly chart. So I'm gonna mark out the yearly chart, okay? And what we'll do is here. There's a big community of XRP guys, aren't you? Like I know why you guys want me to go for XRP because you think it's gonna go to 589 or whatever. I don't know if it does. I think XRP is fucking done. Like most of these alts, but yeah, we're here to short the fuckers. Okay, better sound on new PC. Yes, it is. Well, the sound was alright, and the other one is just my settings. But overall, this computer is a fucking beast. It's a fucking expensive one as well. I don't think I've ever spent so much on a PC, but it is what it is. So mark out last year's high, last year's low, last year's mid-range, and we'll take it from there. So we've got 130.7 as last year's mid-range. So as you can see, what I've been doing so far, I do the same thing. If you've been following my streams, you know exactly what I'm doing. Maybe I should have done ES at first, but we'll get there in a minute. Okay, we've got that there. And we'll do the midpoint between the mid-range, 66.1. That's all we need to focus on right now. Okay, so then we'll break it down. So 66.1. And we do that there. Okay, so look at the yearly. It looks kind of fucked doesn't it? We're in the last quarter, we're in the second half of last year. So that's last year's high, last year's low, last year's mid-range. We're in the second half of that, and all of them is just split down to half as well. And we'll be focusing on the lower time frame for more what would you call it, for more confluence. Okay, so we've got that there now. So all I need to focus on is this area here. Now that's just gives me my boundaries. I mean, worst case scenario 1.5, does it get there? I don't know if it's gonna get there. I'm not saying it is. All I'm doing is marking out a range. Then we're gonna go to the lower time frame and say, okay, what quarterly levels do we have to work with? So on the quarterly chart, what we've got is a quarterly open. So that's important to mark out. I'll mark that out. I'll mark that the open out in like a purple-ish, lilac, whatever color. This is a quarterly open. Okay, quarterly open. We've also got another quarterly level. Now, some levels we may have to remove, some we may keep. So I'm going to mark out this level here. Do them in black. These are quarterly highs and lows, by the way. So the black ones are going to be quarterly highs and lows. I'm going to try stick to a set color scheme, whatever. I will mark out this quarterly level, just so you know, there. So we got that quarterly low and that quarterly low next, if it's going to continue lower. So let's go to the monthly now. Okay. Hello, Mitch. And you can see, okay, I'm not really getting much from the monthly. Where does it come off of? Well, we can argue the case for, you know what, we've got some support off of this monthly high. Doesn't know if it means much, I may get rid of it. But yeah, regardless, it's that there. Now let's go to the weekly and look at this. Okay, we've had 1, 2. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down candles. Can you do more? Of course you can. You know, some people say you have, can't do 7. I mean, look at these up candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 up in a row. You can't think you can't do this. Hello, Chase. Of course you can. Okay. So, but with the difference with this one is it doesn't mean it's bullish. It means we have had a, like, you know, exhaustion. Okay. You see that wick there? That does not mean we can't go for lower. We can, but it's kind of a wick so far off of key consolidation zone. Okay. So we may get a bounce. Now, at what point would I get very, very bullish? It would have to be maybe a reclaim above it. There's one thing getting above this level here, but it's going to get a clean break above here, and that would prove to be it's a deviation. Okay. So if this was a 5-minute chart, okay, what I would be looking at is, well, pretend it's a 5-minute chart, or maybe SR retest, okay, and then continuation. Now, sometimes it does go a bit deeper, but we'll get there at the time what we have to work with. But there. Does it necessarily have to come there? No. So what we're going to do now is we're going to zoom in further and we're going to mark out the intra-week ranges. Okay. So, oopsie daisy, what did I do? Okay. I'm going to mark out last week's high and last week's low. So I'm going to get rid of that for a second. And what we're going to focus on is the last week's range, because that's all I've got to work with, right? So I'll mark out last week's low. It may vary on a exchange, but it doesn't matter. So that's last week's low, last week's high, and last week's mid-range, and then we're gonna operate. Okay, so we've got last week's high, last week's low. Now I could go through these very, very quickly if you want, or would you prefer more detailed breakdowns? I mean, I can just start banging them levels in from beforehand, have trade plans marked out, but that would tell me you're just here for the signals. I mean, it's not a signal anyway. Just let's make that clear from here. Okay, it's not a signal thing. It's just me sharing my analysis. Daily. So now we've got that sorted. Look where we find resistance at. Last week's mid-range is finding resistance now. So what I've identified from that is, okay, if it's going to break above here and hold above last week's mid-range, okay, acceptance above that, then the next target is going to be towards there. Okay. And then after that, possibly last week's high and the SR level, which I forgot to mark out. Let me mark out the SR level. Let's mark out with a bit of girth. Yeah, that's the SR level, isn't it? Let's have that ready, which comes in around about last week's high, so we don't need that. Let's get rid of that. So that SR level comes in around last week's high. Okay, so that's that done. Now let's go to the lower time frame and say, okay, trigger plans now. Okay, so we know, is this going to be the fact that, okay, you know what, on the lower time frame actually we do have that SR level as well, so I am going to mark this out in case of a swing failure. So what do I mean by that? So this is the SR level we couldn't see on the lower time, on the higher time frame, right? And it wasn't really retested. So if the others, okay, like I said, I'm not going to mention Bitcoin, Ethereum, this is just that. But if the other markets, okay, that we look at, push up into there. Now this is the midpoint, okay? So what we'll be looking for, one is a deviation play, runs these highs, okay? And if it runs these highs and then there's a deviation, That's more of a swing failure then, isn't it? And then what is capping the downside? So if I split the week up, can I split the week up? So we've got Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. We've got, well, this consolidation here. So we've got the Monday's low as first objective. Monday's low. Okay. Monday's right. I know there's a lot of levels going on, so just bear with it, okay? So let's delete that. So if we do a run, okay, that's also the quarterly level. SR level, mid-range, for last week's mid-range. If it then deviates, fuck this, wrong color. Here we go, run it. Deviation, first target. So that's also a run on Monday, intra-week, Monday's high as well. That would also be a run of intra-week, Monday's high. So we saw that out. Monday's low, deviation, Monday's high, deviation, key mid-range. Then that's my short trigger. Back down toward the consolidation, which was unfolding under or at Monday's low, or under Monday's low. Target 1. Now, for all I know, this could be continuation or not. I don't care. But that is my setup. That's my short towards there. If it then breaks below that, so what we've got here is something like this. Okay. Well, what's the next objective? We've got this and then last week's low. So if it then does this, so if it comes into here, starts finding support, I'm going to cut the trade and taking my profits. Okay. If it then breaks down below here, well, we got a trend line breakdown, another break on Monday's low. It's like a breakout play after the stops have been run. Then I'll step in again. That's my trigger plan. Target 1. Obviously, it's a key low that found support, so we must target those levels. It's not much, but maybe a scalp day trade target. Target 2, aim for more conservative targets. Get into the habit of more conservative targets, because market does often do that. And then towards this region here as final objective. Now, whether that's a double bottom or not, I don't know. But those are my targets after the breakout play. Or I can use them for compounding if I've still got some more position running. Is everybody clear with that? So that's more or less sold. Let's go for the long targets as well. Am I just bearish? No. If it's a range bound play, and if I believe for some reason that market's going to go up, what are the bullish plays? Well, based on invalidation, okay? Based on invalidation, let's clear this up. Based on invalidation, well, what do we have? So if I was going to take this long, if I was to take this long here, I mean, I don't really like this trend line here, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter, it's there. Okay, say I was to take a trade based on invalidation and say, you know what, I think it's going to squeeze up towards Monday's high, wipe out these short-term stops, okay, and you're bullish. Well, if I was to take a long around here, where am I wrong? There. Now, if I've got an invalidation in place, that setup here, if it breaks below here, is also our trigger for the short. So one is, okay, I take the loss, but I know that if I'm wrong, automatically I've got the trigger for the short, okay? And if I've got the trigger for the short, I can mitigate the loss and play more. And let's take it back towards this region here. Maybe here, small target. Obviously, it's got to be objective because it's key low. It's not much, but target, target, and then target. Okay, that's one way. If you're not, if you're bearish this, then, well, at the same time, I gotta be cautious as well because it is deviating back below here. I would just wait for that setup, or I would wait for a rip up into here. I don't really want to get involved in the middle here. For me right now, this is more of a middle area. Okay. Yes, there's maybe scalp opportunities, but we're not here to talk about scalp opportunity. I mean, if you can't do the basic trades, don't be talking to me about scalping. Okay. It's as simple as that. I don't mean to be a dickhead, but yes, don't talk about scalping if you can't even do basic trades where you got time to cut the trades and shit like that. Okay. Okay. Well, you can fuck off then. Okay. So that's more or less it. Is everybody clear with the plan? I mean, yes, we can have an argument for here, but it's not something I personally like. Okay, if you do want to trade a scalp type of setup, okay, if you're going to force your hand to, well, what we've got here is, these are more short term. So whatever I've discussed there, this can be done more of a intraday type of style. What we've got here is, okay, we can use the same thing. All we're doing is playing within the range. So first thing I ask myself, are we at a resistance area? Well, we more or less are, aren't we? So see this here? So see this here right now? This is more of a SR region, right? Okay. So for the long area, if I want to take the long, I'm going to ask myself, well, is this a deviation back above Monday's high? Monday's low. Well, what I can do is to, unless I've got high conviction, I've got invalidation there, what I would do is, okay, prove to me it's not a deviation. See this here? And once it got back above, then it did the springboard up, right? So I'll be waiting for this. And if it got above here, then I'll take the long trigger, cut in a clean break below that. And where's the stops? So run for these highs here then, isn't it? Run for these highs, targets, targets, and then ultimately into those. They would get out a bit early, okay? But those are the objectives then. Is that clear? So that will be my long trigger then. I'll play up towards there for Solana. Now at the same time, if I wanted to take the short and play a scalp, and then if it did, I mean, just play within the leg, okay? Well, we really have a range on the small time frame as well, don't we? So if I clean this up, what is my range? Just so we can see it. Well, that's more or less my range, isn't it? Maybe as a zone area. Sometimes the zone is cleaner. Okay, like that. And my range low would be, I will go with more conservative and say there. Okay, so that's the low. Deviation, go back above, deviation. So what I would then do is something like this. We go back below here. Well, I've got an invalidation in place, right? Same day again, that's my short, and play back toward the consolidation low here. If it comes into here, starts bouncing, okay, cut the fucker. Because if you're not sure, well, you can always get back on board here, can't you? We've already got that. We've always got that set up ready for us below there. If it comes into here, starts bouncing, I'm gonna cut the fucker, and then I'll either wait for it to, I don't know, give me some sort of bullish setup there, or to play the range. So if it does this and gets back above bullish structure, then I'll play it back towards here, ping pong within here until we either break out of here or break out below here. Stop asking about SLP, that's a shitcoin. Okay, so I mean, it depends. If BitGet does it, we'll do it. Okay, let me get through these major ones first. These smaller ones we'll do afterwards. We'll do it. But if you mention your coins, if you keep mentioning the same coins, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, if you ask like 5 times, one of the guys here has asked, like, shut the fuck up. Okay, so is that clear for everybody? Oh, fuck my dog. Okay, you can fuck off as well. There we go. Why is this guy asking me, do I want to fuck your dog? Shut the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you? You're either conceived through the wrong hole, or you got issues. You're like a 10-year-old kid. Okay, that's done. That's more or less Solana covered. Yep, I've got nothing more to say on Sol. I mean, above here, okay, and then it becomes the more bigger play. So if it was to do something like this, start consolidating back above Monday's high, which is here, okay, and holding, then what we'll do is we'll start looking for the lens. But I want to see the consolidation. I want to see a break and hold above, and that will then be my trigger, target 1, and then maybe start going towards that SR level region as first secondary target. Okay. Okay, done. Everybody clear? Okay, mods. If people start fucking mods, kick them out straight away. If you don't even like their name, kick them out. If they can't spell properly, kick them out. If you just get a bad hint of them, kick them out. You don't need much reason to kick people out, okay? Mods, just kick out straight away. No fucks given. Okay. Get rid of the fuckers. Okay, so that's about it. So there's 2 long setups. One is within the range, okay? One is the deviation for a short scalping towards there. So I've got over the scenario. So whichever gives me the trigger, okay, I'll take that, and that's all I do. Obviously, the breakout play is always there for us as well. So if we get something like this, if it breaks out above and starts holding, consolidate, held, well, we consolidate back above last week's mid-range. That sort of bullish setup. You look at the rest of the markets, if they're going up as well, more or less they all do the same thing, don't they? Then where you got is good long there, target 1, and then maybe run into there. I'd go for more conservative target here as well, because you can see the congestion there, but ultimately we still take our late shorts, and that will take us back in towards this SR region here for a possible round 2 of another leg lower. Okay, towards there then, and then we'll see, does it do this or does it reclaim back above? If it reclaims and holds back above, well, hopefully by next week we'll be able to update, and then yes, I will do Avax. Okay, that's a separate play. So that's more or less all done. I don't need to do the BTC chart for this. That's done. Okay, that's Solana done. Let's move forward now to Avax. Before that, I'm gonna have a drink. So be right back in 30 seconds. Just gonna get a drink. Okay, we're back. So next up is Avax. What's going on here? Just do the same thing again. I mean, I won't take that long with these coins. Okay, a lot of these coins will have the same levels marked out and kept. So let me just save this. Okay, and we will have to keep doing them. But because it's the first stream, I want the higher time frames ones done. Okay, no, you can't mention individual coins that are dead. Everything's fucking dead. You mean, why are you mentioning each one coin at a time? Everything's dead. You can't just say, oh, will you call along here? Well, the whole fucking market's down. Why are you pointing at individual coins? What's wrong with you? But some of you, if you ain't got a clue how to trade, it's best probably just to stay at the market or just hold some spot plays and just stick to that. Okay, 39.14 and 57, 25.09. So let's do the same technique again, 75.09. 75.09. Switch market moderate. Next, because it's the first stream, obviously these are fresh levels. I'm trying to do from scratch just so you know. But after that, a lot of them will be ready anyway. 39.14, and we're done. Same thing again. Okay, let's go roll now. So we've done that. Just go to the daily, and same thing again. Okay, we're below this region of resistance. We can tell that this was a big resistance here. This region, okay, squeezed up here, but what's got a bit of a sell-off. Resistance. It doesn't have to be a big sell-off, but it was resistance. Yes, we got resistance there. Okay, what will be the next downside objective? The next downside objective for me personally, I mean, we're gonna look at what's capping the downside, and I would argue this zone here. Okay, so mark it out as like a zone area. Sometimes it's not going to be exact SR, and you know, feeds vary with exchanges, etc, etc. So I want to mark out that. As you can see, we got range low support, resistance, support. Okay, so we're trading within this area here. If it gets below here, then most likely we're probably going to take out the lows. So most likely, if we get below there, then we're probably on for these lows here, but around $10 target. I'm gonna round up to 10. Okay, I'm gonna round up to this range low, just be more conservative. Okay, but yeah, around the 10.67. Okay, so let's just mark that in black. That's the next downside objective. Okay, we got the top of that, but most likely I don't see these lows holding. It's not gonna come here. We can put like a $1 stop for a $100 move. No, that's not how shit works. Okay, so now that we've identified if it's gonna go down, these two are the downside objectives. If it's gonna go up, well, this and this is gonna be upside, and above here, clean break and hold above this area here, it's probably gonna point towards here. Okay, so let's mark out that objective as well, and to continue. So let's just bearish. We're gonna be open, and that's gonna be an objective there. Now let's go down to the lower time frame and mark out our ranges. Okay, what do we have to work with? Well, it's a similar thing to Solana, isn't it? I'm gonna mark up Monday's range in this case. We've got what's capping the upside. So Monday's high. Monday is 16th, right? So let's mark up Monday's range. So 16th. That's capping the upside now. So this can be a Monday's range play. Yes, Jack Tachowski. So what we've got here is we're gonna mark out in green. We're doing blue. Blue is gonna be Monday's low and Monday's high. Okay. Why that? Because that's capping the upside. So that was the high of the week. Intra week, that's the high. That was the initial low made for the week. And look at that, once you broke below it, today we're retesting it. Okay, so the next objective will probably be towards here. So let's mark our SR level target for within the range setup now. Those are bigger targets. Let's mark a more short-term target. Let's do this. Go to black. Okay, there. So now we've got objectives. Let's go to the lower time frame now and mark our setups. Well, this alone is a bearish signal, really. Oh, Avax is fucking weak as fuck, isn't it? Well, it's kind of shit, to be honest. So, let's go down now to the lower time frame. That is looking kind of shit, to be honest with you. What's happened to the rest of the market? What if that was the high here? Maybe. I mean, I'm not ruling that out. Possibly that could be the high. Somebody was asking. It could be the high. So let's go down now to the lower time frame and say, okay, Monday's low is capping the downside. So obviously, if we were to like rally up, okay, so what would be the objective level that's capping the market that's deeper? I'd argue around this region here. So this consolidation here, just capping here. Okay, let's go down, higher time frame. So I'm ready for the long setup as well. Right now, I mean, does this look bullish to you? If you're broken below Monday's low and we're reaching that resistance, is that a bullish setup for you? I'm asking you a question. Just ask yourself, sorry, something to think about. Not really, is it? So what I would do is, if I was to get bullish, it'd probably have to be a reclaim above here. So if it was to reclaim back above here and hold, then that would probably be a long setup. Wherever the swing low was that took it above, that'd be my invalidation, and I'll run it back up. There'd be stops here, target 1 and then target 2 there. Okay, so that would be the long setup, target and then target 2. Okay, and that would be my trigger. Clean reclaim and hold. Okay, if it was to get back below here, start looking to scale out. Okay, so we're gonna be ready for it just in case it is. Okay, this could be like a deviation thing. So let's break it down further and say, okay, that's that. What is there any daily highs and lows cap in the market? Not really. I mean, okay, not really. Did it come to 50% of? Let me see the whole week's range. High of the week to low of the week. More or less midpoint. Not exact. Not quite. Supposed to take previous day's range, previous day's low to previous day's high. Okay. Okay, so what we'll be doing is, okay, for next downside setup, what will be objective? Well, it's going to be this consolidation, okay? Just in case it's like a lower high formation. Okay, we're going to be prepared for it. I'm always prepared. Remember, one thing with targets when you're day trading within the range is go about more conservative targets, okay? I would go with more conservative targets. This looks fucking shit right now, isn't it? It looks like a Newcon stream, like straight down like this, doesn't it? Fucking hell. Okay, so let's go down now and say, okay, what's capping the downside? And we got this here. So this area is gonna hold really. So this is a more scalp idea that can evolve into something bigger now. So if we get something like this, okay, and then break below here, that's my trigger, and I'm going to target towards here's first target. Okay, if it comes in and starts bouncing, cut the fucker, or at least put your stop start break even, take some off, and the secondary targets and ultimately towards there, this region here. So first, go with more conservative, like I say. Always go with more conservative. For example, say go with more conservative is this. I mean, this is an example. I mean, not the best example, but if you were to go for longs, you would say, well, you want to retest there, right? What does he do? It goes up there. It doesn't even retest there. It just goes up. Hence why, you know, market turns before it gets to these consolidations. Okay, so it goes there. Yes, Juventus. I mean, we got some VIP for the Juventus going on. So yeah, we got that there. So yeah, that's the objective, and I'll ultimate towards here and then there. The breakout play to the downside, that's always there for us. Say we were to miss this leg, or say we did take the short and we got out, well, you would play it like this. So we know that this is capping the downside, right? So what we would then do is we'd have this marked out. So this is ready for us later on. Say for example, if it just nuked on stream right now, sometimes we do get that nuke, right? Oops, oh shit, what's this? Yeah, there we go. So what we do is, see that future support, we should act as resistance. So if we was to do this, and then in the future, just like here, see when it breaks down, and then we get that pullback, we wait for that pullback, that pullback there, and then we can always go for that short there. Target the top of this, obviously as first target, and then around the 10 area, a secondary target, okay? That's the breakup play ready for us. If, say for example, say something you do miss the setup, which does happen, then that's the way to get on board. As to how I would do it. A worst case scenario, could it go to 3? Possibly. You know what, crypto, nothing makes me think otherwise. It can always do that. Crypto, I mean, if you've been here long enough, you should know that yourselves. That's one market that can fucking go towards extreme where you never expected. The upside and downside, okay, would be that. Okay, so that's that more or less covered. Avax, everybody clear with that? And the other setup would be, well, if we're going to play within the range play, well, if we get that long trigger, right? I'm not saying it is going to go lower here. This could be it. If it does that, then that's going to be my long, target 1, and then target 2. Now, if they're going to keep it within the range, okay, and I want a short setup of a rally, I won't be happy shorting unless it gives me this small scalp level, and then which evolves into something bigger. I would be looking for, this would also be confluence with this, by the way, the trend line break as well. So if I wanted the other short trigger, if you come down to here, and that'd be valid as well, in my opinion. Okay, the other one would be, well, I want a deeper pullback. Okay, the deeper pullback will be into resistance. Okay, we've got this over here. Maybe tag this as well. We've already tagged it once. We don't need to again, but it doesn't really matter. See, when I do this, the upper part, it doesn't really matter. I've seen the word KNC many times. Relax. If you mention it once, don't mention it again unless I ask. Okay, it's just I've seen it. There's a reason. Look at my chart. I've got KNC up there. So if I've got KNC in one of my tabs, why do you keep repeating it? What's wrong with you? The ones that got in my tab, I'm going to cover. Okay, so we've got. So I'm letting it. This would be the deviation, just like here would be. That would be the deviation. If it does that deviation, comes back below, and that's your short. Back down towards here. If it comes into here, starts bouncing, cut it. Okay. And then if it breaks back below here, well, we'll see what we got to work with at the time, but that would be a Monday's range player towards the weekly low, if that's the low. Okay, and then obviously to the upside, breakout here. So all I'm doing is trading within the range, up, down, both sides. Okay, you mentioned KNC again. I'm gonna have to beat you. Seriously, fuck it up. So once again, I need a 5-second moment of silence for the single-digit IQ idiots in here. Everybody, silence for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's continue. Fucking hell, man. Seriously. Oof. Anyways. Okay, that's more or less it. Now, for the deeper pullback plays, okay, well, draw Monday's range out and you'll see why I look at it so much. So, the other side is, well, if it does break out to the upside, okay, then we're gonna push higher. So this will be like one range accumulation. This could be a one big accumulation range. What if it is the low? Okay, what if it is? Then this could be like accumulation. We gotta be ready for that. So it doesn't mean we can't trade it. Okay, we've mentioned the trading aspects of it, but a clean break and hold above will open the gates towards maybe at least here for target 1s, and then target 2s, possibly lower down. The bear markets can really rally, okay, even if it's going to go down. So what I would then do is, okay, I'd have this marked out. So I'm going to mark out my range, and I'll have this marked out. So what's capping the upside? I'm going to mark out consolidation, actually. This is not giving me the exact, but here. No, I can. That there. Okay, that's a range. And this would be a range. Do this there. So it's small. So I'm leaving these gaps for deviations, okay? Thank you, Hugh. So we mark the setups within this zone here, okay? Yes, Juventus, they are partners with BitGet and Galatasaray. So that would be the long setup, because why we've entered this range again, okay? And that would be the separate level to level play. Exactly, my style of trading is just level to level. Hello CG 143. So we are level to level players, okay? Ultimately, we're going towards here for the big ultimate short, okay? Or looking for a short. So I'm not saying this is going to be the short. It is. So target 1 there, and then target 2 towards here, and tertiary targets towards there. That would also be a separate range breakout play. So say if it was to break out of here, either used for compounding or to get back in, okay? And if it does that, consolidating and held, that means it's broken out of the range. The consolidation, I'm now waiting to see if it's a deviation or not, and if it's not, breaks out of that range, and that means that's acceptance above for me. That's my long invalidation, and play towards that. At that point, we'll be getting ready. Is it going to be the big short or not? Or it doesn't really matter, because I can just play it back towards this range again. It will give me the breakdown and play it back from there towards there. And the same thing I did to the upside, those exact levels to the downside. Okay? Is everybody clear with that? And does that make sense? Okay, if that's the case, let's continue now. So next up, so let's save this. So before I continue, is this making sense to everybody? I mean, I could do a chart like this and say, yeah, just wait for this, but you're not getting the short-term trading setups then. Okay, I mean, it's easy for me. I mean, I could run through this in 5 seconds. Then here's SR resistance. Here's this. I could do this if you like. Okay, and just get it over with quick. But I'd rather you learn something. I mean, this is one. Yeah, oopsie daisy. You can get this up like this and say, well, running towards there, get back below here, and short the fucker towards there. That's easy as well. I mean, this is probably easier than me going to that detail. But yeah, that's valid there. But I'd rather have proper stuff. Okay, so whatever I say on the lower time frame, well, if you think about it, right, you can apply that to the higher time frame, can't you? So if you ignore the fact that the ticker there, the 5-minute chart, that is the same thing you would do on the higher time frame, wouldn't you? Does that make sense? Please talk to us like we're children. So is that clear? So that would be like, you know, this could be a daily, and it's price action, isn't it? The same thing. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. No, let's continue. Let's do I do BNB. I'm going in this order. Then KNC, maybe CIS. I don't know. Link atom. I'll see how it go. So I'm gonna try. I mean, I don't like going on too long. Okay, it's been going on quite a while now. But I've only done 2 alts, so at least 4 alts minimum. But detailed breakdown or some shitty breakdown. Oh, okay. I'll skip BNB. I'll go back to BNB in a second. Let's do KNC since we've had quite a move on there, haven't we? Okay, let's see. I mean, one sign is, right, is, you know, in a bear market, when we get the alts that jump the hardest, those are probably like a good sign. Like, those are the ones you probably want to be involved in if the market is bottom. Have you ever heard of something like that? Makes sense in the relative strength in the ones that, you know, bounce hard are probably the ones you want to go with, to be honest, aren't you? There's like 720 of you here. You can't even like give me like 300-400 likes. Yeah, let's get the likes, look at the YouTube algos going. Okay, so the others, I mean, I don't really need that kind of breakdown for them. You know the process, let's not make it boring. Quarterly, I mean, what we've done here is take out the quarterly range. But this is powerful. Look at that's kind of a powerful move, isn't it? So let's just mark up previous quarter high and low. This is, I'm going to go with the quarterly highs and lows. This doesn't have as much data as the rest. Quarterly low, quarterly high. Let me just mark up the year actually, since it's been consistent. Yeah, okay. Let's see where we lie within last year's range. Give me a second. Oh, okay, that's nice. That's interesting. 50% of the year. Okay, don't need that. But let's stick with the quarterly highs low. So we can see we took out a massive level and a bounce. We're going to get that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark our range. Now we are at resistance right now. What is that resistance? Well, I'm going to mark it out right now. And that's here, more or less around this region here. Okay, I'm not just going to tag that low there, just more conservative side of things. But you can see that's a resistance area, isn't it? Here, resistance, 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 blah, 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 support, resistance now. Okay, so let's break it down now. So we know the range, which is here. Okay. You saw no trade from India? No, I'm not from India. I'm not Indian either. Okay, so let's break it down. Nothing against Indian, by the way. A lot of my friends are Indians. So, well, I'm not. Okay, so let's go down to the lower time frame. And say, okay, within this range, we're going to mark out a target for ourselves. So let's mark out our range high now. So I'm going to go with this as range high, short term. Here. Okay. There. Let's mark that out. There we go. And well, we're gonna go with I'm not gonna go with the exact range low, but I'll mark out a box. Okay, consolidation low. Okay, as a bottom end, and my name is TraderSZ. What are you asking me that for? What are you asking me my name for? What the fuck does that matter? What's your name? Fuck hell. And we're going to mark our midpoint where it's beyond the pivot. It's not exactly midpoint. It's just a level that's going to act as a magnet for price. So let's go down to the lower time frame now. So one is a squeeze scenario. We're breaking out. And if it is going to break out, well, we are going to. I did do Solana at the beginning. We did that at the beginning. You're going to have to watch the recording or rewind. So what we've got here is a resistance area here. Okay. There. It's consolidation. So scenario one is, I mean, yes, Top Boy. Yes, I have watched Top Boy. I like Top Boy. One is, I mean, this is going to be the more conservative play, okay? A runner up. And if it starts consolidating deviation, if it does the deviation, we're probably going to have something like this unfold, okay? Well, it's not the best drawn trend line, but you get the picture, okay? And that would be the breakdown play. Target one. Okay, maybe aim for the top, but I would say towards here. Target. And then target, and then we'll see, does it bounce from here or does it break down? I don't know, I don't care, but those would be the main targets. Target one, target two. That will be the deviation done. Like previously, if I would draw this to the left, once you've done the support and go back below here, sell off. So we'll wait for the same thing. That will be my trigger. Invalidation on a reclaim back above this trend line, and target. Okay, that's more or less it for K and C. As for the setup now, well, that's a target area anyway for resistance, so that will be a target for a long. How do I play this? Well, I'm gonna look at, okay, what's capping the market, and I would argue this level here. That's another range high, close enough here. So what I would want to then see is, okay, if it's gonna go higher, I mean, I don't have much to work with, but that's an objective, and if they're really gonna go for it there, so I'm just gonna have to draw other levels. Okay, yes, he's right. If you ask your mom, she'll know my name. She'll know more than my name. But okay, so if you do this, consolidate and then hold, asking me, it's not much, but it is resistance if you're that desperate, and I gotta be careful. That is big resistance, and I still gotta remember we are still in a bear market. Okay, until proven otherwise. So we got target one there. Now this is the point where if it starts coming into here, starts breaking down, you want to cut it. Now how do you get back in is the question. Okay, well, I do the exact same thing again. Well, that's resistance, right? Let's mark your SR level there. If it starts to turn, cut it. Then you're going to see, okay, let's see if this is a consolidation phase or not. Okay, if it's going to break down like this, then we get that short trigger anyway. I'm going to take it below here. I'm very conservative with shit like that. However, if it does do this, and you play that along, you're taking your profits, and then breaks above here, because at this point, see, this is what removes my worry about, am I holding it long enough? See, what I've got here is I've got a plan to take profit, but I've also got a plan to get back in. And that removes the FOMO of hodling. Whether it's a hodling a long position or a spot position, same thing, isn't it? And that is a reclaim of a range. You're going to have SR to work with, along the son of a bitch, and towards here then. Take out these highs, and possibly towards there, and then we'll see lower or higher or not. And all I'm doing is a level to level play. Exact same thing again. If you don't believe me, just go get the chart out, watch price action long enough. Same thing again. If it does this, if region consolidation we prefer, and then reclaims after that, the exact same thing again, level to level. Maybe go towards here as first target. Always go for targets on the way. Do you consider? No, I'm not gonna trade live on stream. No, can't be bothered with that shit. First, I don't like the pressure of people copying the shit, and you know, people don't know how to manage the risk. No, I wouldn't do that. When I'm fucking, I don't know, give the guy's name. He just recycles people's material, doesn't he? His shit is all just recycled content. Everybody else is recycled content. Go the fucker out anyway. There's a thread on my Twitter stream, main Twitter feed. Target. So all we do is navigating within the range. Like I said, let's not get too excited. A lot can happen there and then, between now and then. Okay, that's done now. Okay, so that's the third all done. Bloody, I take this long to do so many alts. I'm gonna do one or two more, but this is just the beginning. So far you guys finding it useful. So the aim is cover alts, but at the same time give value in the sense where you're actually learning how to probably do it yourself. Bit of teaching the way I explain it. Okay, so that's that done. Let's do BNB. Now I'm gonna do a simplified chart of BNB. Because I posed this chart, and this chart doesn't require much explanation. Okay, I have actually got a swing short on this. Am I gonna get trails stopped out of it? I run the risk against it. I've actually got a swing trade going on this, but I made enough profit to like say, you know what, let's a little donation to the market. You win some, you lose some. Okay, so we got this. Yes, I got stopped out of gold as well this week, unfortunately. Okay, we got this region here, as you can see, resistance. Once it got back above, support. Okay, so I think, I mean, if you think about it, is this not like a breakdown retest you'd be looking for? It would be, wouldn't it? Right? Think about it. I mean, okay, if it was to do something like this and then reclaim like this, see this here? If there's that kind of structure, even that, if you were bearish at that point, okay, you're valid, but you got to take the profit. See, when I mentioned the level to level plays, that is what saves you from the market being away. Hang on a minute. See, when I draw these boxes here like this, where are you? Like here, that could have been that play there to do that. So if you're not taking profit here, if you know how to get on board back in, you know exactly how to get on board, then don't you? So you don't have to worry about this. This is where you stop your account from growing, the profit taking stage of things. Okay, and what stops that is the fear in case you miss out. But if you cover the aspect of, okay, this is how I get back in, then that's removed then, isn't it? Okay, let's move forward now. What was that? BNB. So BNB, I mean, if the rest of the market's going to squeeze up, I still believe we come towards here. So I'm going to mark our 2 objectives, okay? Let's go with the conservative one around here. So that's a range, proven range, as you can see. Okay, and then after that, it's going to be here. There's going to be objective there. Right, let's go down now. What's the lower time frame? And say, okay, I mean, I'll be surprised if this is running. I'm probably going to get stopped out, aren't I? Actually, my stop loss is at 639. See if it's going to stop. Yeah, my swing trade stop loss is at 339, actually. You're probably going to go for it now. Now that I mentioned this, probably going to go for it. But regardless, okay. So we've got a range here, okay? We can see pretty clear range to work with. There, range high. So there's a couple of scenarios, okay? We're going to mark this out. This is a basic price action. Chart works. Once you know the context of things, very basic. This is where I use basic shit, okay? One is, well, run it up. I don't care how high it's going to go. I don't know. Okay, it's for a bear setup. And then if it does break down, then that's a deviation. Watch the other markets as well. Are they doing the same thing? Don't just go for one pair. Like I said, go for multiple ones. And then that's your trigger. Target 1, trend line. Okay, if it starts bouncing, cut it. But if it then breaks down below here and holds, watch the other markets. Are they doing the same thing? End of the day, they're all going to be correlated anyway, as you all know. Okay? I've just given you a point-by-point approach. Would you lay out a point? What have I been doing? When I started the chart up, I marked on my high time levels. I broke it down point by point. That is my point by point approach. I'm not sure how else I can make it any more clearer. That's my approach. I'm not doing anything different. If you watch my streams, do I not do the exact same thing or anything different? No. Okay. So that's that done, and then that is going to be the next setup. It's a SR horizontal range breakout and a trendline breakout. Short the son of a bitch. Target 1, and then you know what? Fuck it. Take it all the way back down into here. Target. That's a separate play or to come back. Yes. Still Crow. I told you when my invalidation is on Crow. Watch the snippet video, and it's in there. Okay. That's BNB. One final one. Okay, we've gone in quite a bit. I'll do link. Okay, we'll do more. Like I said, pick the best ones. I'm only gonna go with the ones that are most clear and what I've got the energy for to be honest. Sometimes you just fucking I go 30-40 minutes, man. You're starting to lose it, especially when dealing with single digit IQ idiots. Like fucking hell. Okay, let's do this. So make sure you comment though if you want the alts, and then I'll go over the ones that you guys like. I can cover those, and it's not just which one you like. It's about which one is going to give you setups. If the risk to reward, the setup's not clear, what's the point of doing that? You're here to make money. You're not here to go for your favorite alt. You want to make money, or do you want to just do fucking thing? No, you don't. 4.94, call it 5. Okay, is the next downside objective. Can you sign boobs? Yes, I will sign your wife's boobs. No problem. Yep, I can do that. I could do more than that as well. Okay, actually, I may already have. Okay, so we got that, and then this is what's capping the upside. See that there? So there. So what we've got here is that initial spike, and then deviation. Once you broke above here, support. Yeah, see that support there? The deviation, support, consolidation, resistance. Okay. The next downside is going to be here. So we'll do this. We'll do more odds next time, okay? Patience. I mean, I'm a human as well. I'm not able to do hundreds in one go. Okay, now this is kind of looking kind of shit as well compared to the other. Okay, this is kind of I mean, I don't think this is the type that looks like it ain't gonna got it in it to really go for it. So you know what? It's gonna be a simple setup. What it's gonna be is simple range low. Okay, now we run the risk of a failure here. Okay, and I'm still mark a simple setup for this. 2 types of shorting. I'm not even going to mention the long in here. You know, this shitcoin doesn't even deserve a possible long scenario. Why? Because I just don't like the look of it. Okay, so scenario 1, run it up. Once it does the deviation, it's the exact same thing again. Short the son of a bitch towards there. Okay. Second one is run it lower. maybe get spicy. The clean load often gets wet. Now I want to see if it's a stopper or not. And then if you can, crow remains in the snippet video on crow I did, remain the same. And that's my short, target 1, target 2. So initially you're probably going to get a squeeze. I see one candle loop that's different. It come down to here and then usually pulls back, right? Get the late breakout short is done. But then if it starts coming back down and holding below it, you know that's bearish as fuck. And you're going to short it back down towards there, target 1, target 2, and you're done. Okay, Ledges, I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. Please like it. Use my link for BitGet, okay? And check out BitGet as they sponsor and are my partners. So if you want these to continue, well, you're going to start using the link on your business at the end of the day for them as well. Yep, check them out. And I'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.